So, in this week's video, I kind of told myself I wasn't going to take any more trips this year, but I couldn't resist. I joined this group called Warsaw Global a few weeks ago, and through them I learned about this trip to the Tatry Mountains. So we're on day one in a place called Morskie. This is my second time here, first time recording, and it's currently a frozen lake up in the mountains, and it's a lovely journey. We have a crazy trip planned tomorrow, which is going to be a bit of an epic hike, which I'm a little bit nervous about, but I'll survive. I think I've got the equipment I need. But this video will just be a nice little mountain adventure. So join me and the 50 or so people who were on this trip, and I hope you enjoy the video.
Dzień dobry. Welcome to A Brit in Poland. This channel has a number of missions. The main one, to create a video for every place on this list. Though I could use your help. The help could be in a number of forms. You could like my video, you could subscribe to my channel, you could follow me on Facebook or Instagram, or you could donate to my Patronite account. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoy the video.
So, the Tatry Mountains are located in the south of Poland. You may have heard of the famous Zkopane. And we basically took a private bus. So our organizer Łukasz put this together. So 50 odd people on a bus, which took about, I'd say, 7 hours. I have to be honest, because I didn't really know anyone on this trip before I went, I was a little bit nervous. And you never know who you're going to meet on these. In the end, I think it was mainly a kind of a younger group. I'd say kind of early 20s to like, I think the oldest was like just over 40. So yeah, everyone was looking for fun. So we stayed at the Tatry Hotel, which is pretty much in the middle of nowhere. I think it's a rather old building, and it wasn't too bad, except there were no kettles in the rooms, which in this kind of cold you really could appreciate. Though you did have some lovely views, and we got to enjoy the bar there with a very, very knowledgeable bartender. Had a great discussion of history with him. So yes, we travelled on the Friday, and on the Saturday we decided to take the main trip. So this gives you an idea of the rough route that we took. So we had the lovely mountain views from the bus, and this is like Rusinowa Polana or something like that, which is the kind of starting point, the main car park to the entrance. And as you can see, if people are not really feeling like the hike, they can take these horse-drawn carriages to the top, though there is some debate about the ethical use of horses there. The actual hike is not too bad. You know, it's the incline is, I don't know, 30 degrees at most. It's pretty manageable. It's a well-maintained path. I think the total journey, like to the main lake, is maybe about 3 hours when you're going up. And so it's pretty, you know, you can go at your own pace. I mean, we were going as a group, so everyone kind of spread out. I think there was maybe a difference in an hour between the first people to arrive at the top and the last set of people. But also people wanted to stop and take lots of photos. And as you can see, this is a very, very picturesque place. I mean, the Tatry Mountains are, you could say, Poland's greatest wonder. And the name, well, there's a lot of debate over where the name comes from. It could mean hell, it could mean hill, or it could be named because the Tatar hordes used to live there. Nobody's really fully decided that. The total area of the Tatry Mountains is about 785 square kilometers, though only 175 of those are within Poland. And the highest peak is known as Gerlach, and that's 2,655 meters. And there are many passes that run through these mountains, and historically they were used for communication, trade, and smuggling. There are some 200 lakes, or ponds is the more correct term, dotted through, and there are all kinds of different hiking trails to get to those. And the mountains actually formed in the late Cretaceous period, though some of the stuff was like 10 to 15 million years ago. And approximately 3 million people visit per year, and there are about 25 shelters located through the mountains. Now, as you're going up, you do have these kind of shortcut paths that lead through. One word of advice: if you are coming here in winter, you can expect these paths, these kind of stairways, to be pretty icy. So it's a good idea to have those like spikes on your boots. And luckily I bought some the year before, so I was, stupid enough not to wear them on this particular trail. But never mind, I wish I had now. It would have saved me a little embarrassment and a very small injury to my finger. But it was an adventure. But as you can see, coming here in the winter is a completely different experience from the summer. You know, the whole area is blanketed in snow. I mean, you'd say it must be pretty cold up there. We went in December, and actually it was quite warm. Well, compared, I mean, we were all wearing kind of thermal gear and stuff, but by the end of it, everyone had kind of ditched scarves and hats because, yeah, the heat you generate as you go up there is pretty intense. But it was a really, really lovely day out, and this is you have a few lodges on the way, but this is the main one located at Morskie itself. And we found that the lake was frozen solid and people were walking over that. And look, this is your reward. It's not the furthest you can go on this trail, but for the purpose of this visit, this was where we decided to take a break, grab a beer, get some food, and turn around. And inside the shelter, it's a bit busy, a bit packed, as you can see. You need to pay in cash here, so be prepared for that. There is an ATM around the side of the building. So here are some Polish delicacies, including szarlotka, which is like an apple pie that they have. And on the way back, some people chose to take the carriages to get down a bit faster, or because they were a bit tired. The problem with the winter is the sun goes down, so as you can see, it got very, very dark, and in kind of snowy, icy conditions, it's a little bit treacherous, but I didn't hear of any disasters. So we got on the bus back to the hotel. Everyone who came with the group, some people kind of disappeared off to a little bit earlier because they wanted to enjoy the evening more. So in the evening, we decided as a group we were going to go to Zkopane. And this, I have already done a video, so I'll put a link to that. And of course, it's a very touristy town in the mountains with this really kind of classic style architecture, which to me looks a little bit fake, but apparently is, very traditional. And it is quite a beautiful place. There are plenty of bars and restaurants located here. So it is a good escape after your day of climbing to just enjoy a bit of alcohol. So we popped in here as a group, a portion of the group at least. Really lovely service in this place, by the way. And this was cutlet, which for me was unusual because I'm used to the kind of breaded kind, but yeah, it was lovely. But we didn't really have long because we wanted to get back to the hotel and taxis were not cheap. So the next day, we were going down to Rusinowa Polana. And we were kind of warned that this would be like a bit of a trickier hike. And I was like, oh God, okay. So I made sure I put on like my Cramptons and was like, okay. And in the end, actually, it wasn't too bad. I think it took us maybe about an hour. You can see it was a bit uphill here, but actually it levels out pretty quickly from the route, from the direction that we took. So it was actually quite just a pleasant, relaxing walk, a bit easier than our trip the day before. And as you can see, lovely blanket of snow everywhere to really give you that just relaxing scenic view, mountains in the distance. It feels like another world when you travel here. And, you know, the place we're going to, it's about 1180 to 1300 meters high above sea level. The name Rusinowa Polana comes from the Ruthenians, who were some village administrators from Grunna, and it was named in 1628. It's actually located between Gęsia Shia and Góry Wiecz, and the clearing itself was created in 1698, and primarily it was used as a shepherd settlement. And apparently you get a lot of sheep here, so if you're Welsh and looking to feel like home, this may be a good place to go. And I have to admit, after the previous day and some pretty late night drinking with some people from the group, I perhaps wasn't in the best shape today, so it was nice to just get to this clearing, to sit down, to enjoy the scenery, and just have a very relaxing afternoon. So I really do say this is nice. There are a lot of places to visit in this mountain range, and I'm certainly no expert yet. What I can say is that finding groups like the one I did today, I'm hoping to go on further trips to the mountains and to really explore more of what Tatry as well as other places in Poland have to offer. So do look forward to further mountain adventures as I go along. And yeah, this was so relaxing. I mean, my legs were feeling like murdered after all of this. Perhaps I should have done a bit more prep, taken the stairs a bit more before going on the trip, but still, really glad I went. And it wasn't really that expensive. I think as a group, we paid something like 300 zloty, 350 zloty for transport and accommodation. Entry fees to the park, it was about 8 zloty per park, which wasn't too bad. And yeah, with the Organised bus, it just made getting from A to B pretty easy. The worst thing was just waiting for everyone to show up, because of course not everyone was on time for the various journeys. I think we may have had a small fine for that at the end, but never mind, we survived. And in the end, we went to a hot springs. However, if you want to see pictures from inside the hot springs of everyone in their bikinis, you will have to go to my OnlyFans. Just kidding. So we basically, after this, we headed back, and this is a new tunnel that's been constructed through the mountains. I think only recently finished and opened to the public. But it was a lovely weekend. I really want to thank the people who were amazing to meet and the organisers, and for sure you will be seeing me on future trips of this nature. So thank you very much for watching. As always, please like, please subscribe, and do zobaczenia.